Welcome to Excel tutorial video. On this video, we're going to learn a new formula called RUN. Before, we already learned how to use a average formula. But sometimes when we use a average formula, the result that comes out, you realize that a number with a lot of decimal places. For example, here I have 3 numbers. And I'm going to calculate the average of them. So let's start to do the calculation first. So I'm going to use the Home tab, the function on the editing group called average. Click on it and select the area I want to do the calculation. And press enter. Now you can see there's many decimal places. And of course, we have a function is a formatting function on the Home tab we call increase decimal and decrease decimal. It's on the number group here, and you can see there's many zeros icon, an icon with many zeros. So this is increase decimal and then decrease decimal. Of course, we can use these to decrease the decimal to just display 2 decimal place. But there's a problem with it. For these methods, when we do this is called formatting function. So it's only hide the dimension place, but the real value still exists. For example, if when we do the calculation, even we only can see the 2 decimal place here, but all the other decimal after that, it still have the value. It's still doing with the when you do the calculation, it still have value in it. So here I have another example. I have a number here. So when we because when we use the formatting function here, it still have value, but there will be a problem in the reality, because like accounting, you give the report every month to the company, and you have the money. You need to there's a balance on it. So the money you have need to be the equal with the report, right? But if you only use this formatting function to hide the decimal place, then you will realize sometimes you're missing $1 and you cannot find it, because on the report all the numbers look the same. But when you check with the money, and you still cannot find that missing $1. This is because we don't use it's because this situation happened. Even we cannot see the number, but it still have value in it. So we need to use the RUN function to do the calculation, and then to make sure how many decimal place that you want in your calculation. For example, now we're going to use the RUN function. So every time we start the formula, we need to start with the equal mark, equal sign. Let's start with the equal sign, and then we can type the RUN. Then it will show up the formula for you to select. So this is the formula we want to run off the decimal place. So double click on it, and then it will give you the correct way to use this function. So in this function include 2 parts. The first condition here we call number, and the second condition here is the number digits. So for the number means that the data or the numbers that you're going to calculate. For example, I want to round off this this number to the second or maybe third or maybe okay, the second decimal place. So I need to choose this number. This is the resource, right? So the number, it means the number that you're going to calculate, but it doesn't have to be the number. It could be another formula too. So we can give another formula on this locate the position too. And then you for the number digits, it means that which decimal place you want to round off. You need to tell the formula that if I want to round off until I want to round off to first decimal place, I type the number 1. If I want to round off to the second decimal place, I type number 2, and so on. So now on this number, we're going to round off to the third decimal place. So I will type 3 here, and then press enter. Now you can see I have 3 decimal number places here. But what's the difference with this? If I use the the decreased decimal, it exactly looks the same. But for this number with the round function, if you increase the decimal place, you can see the value in the back is it's been taken away. But for this one, we only use the increase and decrease this formatting function. When we increase the decimal place, you see there's still other numbers in the behind, and they still have value in it. But for the round function, the value is gone. So this is why we need to use the round dimension. Use the round function to round off the dimension place. Because now, if we use the round function, we can exactly control the numbers. If we use this one, if there's a lot of numbers, we might have more because it will calculate as well. And sometimes we cannot see it, but the value is still there. That's why we need to use this function. And like what I said before, if we're going to calculate this average, you can just change the place for the condition for the number to another formula. For example, if I want to calculate this average, but I want to round off to the certain decimal place, I can use both formula at the same time. So I will start with the equal mark, and I'll use the round function. But here on the number condition here, I can use another formula. So I'm going to use the average formula. So I can type average, click on it, and don't forget to select the area you want to calculate average. So you need to select these 3 numbers. This is the area I want to calculate the average. And then close it. Then use the comma to separate because the round we have 2 parts, right? So this part is for the number, and then we need to give the second part, which is the digits, like you need to give like where you want to round off the decimal place. So if I press number 2, it means the decimal place will round off to the second decimal place. Okay, close it and enter. Now we can see we only have the decimal number, decimal place is run off on the second one. And then we can check through the increased decimal. And you can see it was like have many 3's behind, but now it's all become 0 because the value has gone. So this is a way to use this the wrong function.